My name is Evan. Up here with me is Niall. We'll be your cannon crew this morning. We'll be showing you how to clean, load, prime, and fire our model 1841 6-pound field gun. It's kind of a mouthful, so when I'm talking about this cannon, usually we're just going to call it our 6-pounder. What about this cannon weighs 6 pounds?
The ball.
Shot. Yeah, the ball. Of a 6-pound gun, it'll be able to fire a solid cast iron shot just like this one. Full load of powder. This cannon can fire this ball about a mile. It's about the shores of Round Island out there. At that distance, the best cannon crew in the world could hit a target about the size of Round Island out there. So we're not too accurate at that range. Our maximum accurate range is closer to half a mile. That's about the end of the stone break wall in the harbor there. At that distance, the best cannon crew in the world can hit a 100-foot stationary target about 1 out of every 3 shots. So even then, we're not too terribly accurate because this cannon is smooth bore. The inside of the bore is just as smooth as the outside. There's no rifling inside there to put any spin on the ball. So as it's leaving the bore, it's rattling its way down. Whichever bounce it happens to take as it leaves the muzzle is whichever way it's going to go. And it's only so possible to predict that. Fortunately, by the 1880s, we're not firing this cannon in combat anymore. The last time the sport saw action was in the War of 1812, and those British soldiers shooting at American ships. So even if we wanted to shoot a cannonball today, it would be historically inaccurate. By the 1880s, we're using this cannon only for ceremonial purposes, firing off cannon salutes every morning when the flags go up, every evening when the flags go down, the 4th of July, the President's birthday. Pretty much any and every excuse they could think of to shoot this cannon, they would have taken it. So this is a tradition we're happy to continue for you here today. The first step is cleaning out the cannon. Usually they'd send up a crew of 3 to do this. You can see we're a little bit short-staffed. It looks like you'll need a volunteer. Yes. Step over the rope or under the rope, whatever's clever. You're on the tail spike here. What's your name? Emily. Nice to meet you, Emily. You ever been shot out of a cannon before? What hand you right with him? Right. All right, give me a left hand then, just in case. Cover up the hole in the rear of the cannon. Nice and tight for me. Emily here is our new chief safety officer. Just cover that up. Patch there. What she's doing is called thumb stalling. She's covering up the touch hole in the rear of the cannon. This prevents any airflow from going through the bore and stoking up any sparks or embers that might still be down there. This makes Niall's job a lot easier and a lot safer as he cleans out the cannon. So our first tool is called the gunner's worm. This is designed to hook out any solid debris that might still be left over in there. That debris could still be smoldering. It will also clog up the bore. So it's important to make sure all that gets out of there before loaded powder on top of it. Our next tool is further designed to extinguish any flames. It's called a wet swab. He'll dunk that in a bucket of water and send that down the bore. He'll extinguish any sparks in there in 2 ways. First of all, we're introducing moisture, which ought to be obvious, but also because Emily is covering up the only other hole in the cannon, we're creating a vacuum. You heard that nice little bump as he pulls it out of there. The sound of a vacuum collapsing, air rushing back into the bore. So any sparks that were in there have either been pulled out, drowned, or suffocated, and we are now safe to load. And we've done a bang-up job as chief safety officer. Well done. Thank you. Give a round of applause. We'll put this on your resume. People like that. Now we are ready to load. Today we're using about 3 ounces of gunpowder. Now let's going to ram that down using a curved ramrod. It's a little bit historically inaccurate. The curve in the ramrod is actually a French design, never used by the American Army. We always used straight ramrods. Those also put your chest directly in front of the muzzle of the cannon while you're tamping down on gunpowder. I hope I don't have to explain why that's a bad place. One last step before we're ready to fire, that's priming. So now it's going to take a brass vent pick called a gimlet, ram that down the touch hole Emily was just covering. It'll tear open the powder charge and expose the gunpowder inside to our ignition device, one of these brass friction primers. It's a little brass tube filled with gunpowder. At the tip here, we've got a substance called fulminate of mercury. It's the same stuff we still find in the head of a match. Very, very volatile. So when the spin is pulled, it's just like striking a match, sends a jet of flame down the tube through the touch hole, igniting our cannon salute. Now, we are just about ready to go here. Now would be the time to cover your ears. Get your cameras ready, whichever's more important to you. There are 2 commands to fire this cannon. They are ready. Fire! And there's a little cannon salute. It's all you can hear to format. Cannon salute. Now we are just about ready to go here. Now would be the time to cover your ears. Get your cameras ready, whichever's more important to you. There are 2 commands to fire this cannon. There's one cannon salute. It's all you can hear to format.